Hello, everyone, and welcome to another English program brought to you by Aksamawian Media Network. My name is Yersalem, and I'm today's host. Today's discussion will center on Mekhete Festival Tigray 2022, which is just over a week away now. In addition to being a celebration of the fashion, music, dance, and overall culture of Tigray, the annual Tigray Festival provides an avenue for Tigrayans across the globe to connect, network, and discuss the future of Tigray. Mekhete Festival Tigray 2022 marks a return to the DMV area after 4 years. And before I say anything further, I'd like to turn it over to our special guest, Fadila. Fadila, please tell the audience a bit about yourself and what your role is specifically in helping organize the festival.
Thank you, Yersalem. Hi, everyone. I'm Fadila. I have been brought on to the help out the youth team with Yotenai to just help with marketing and really try to advance like the youth participation in Yotenai. So I'm really excited for Tigray Festival this year. It's one where the youth have really stepped up and tried to plan so many amazing events for you guys. So we're going to detail everything that we're working on as well as what the founding group has worked on. And, you know, hopefully we'll get you guys excited. And if you haven't cut your ticket yet, you'll want to by the end of the show.
Thank you, Fadila, for providing that introduction. And for the Tigray Festival seems to be kind of a staple in our culture. It's been around for decades. As I mentioned, it's really a celebration of culture and an opportunity for Tigrayans across the globe. I know, in addition to Tigrayans from North America, we also have people visiting from Europe, Australia, and elsewhere. And what does the Tigray Festival overall just kind of mean to you historically? And why do you think this year particularly is different?
I really am fond of Tigray Festival. The first Tigray Festival I actually ever went to was when they came to Seattle in 2019. And I wasn't really, familiar with the Tigray community out here. And I just remember looking around and seeing all of these Tagaru, people my age that I could connect with and speak Tigrinya with. I mean, prior to that, the only Tagaru I could speak Tigrinya with were my sisters. So, I found, my people there. And I was just so excited to have met my people, to be able to make friends, to network, and, just really feel like I found my community. So Tigray Festival personally means a lot to me because of that reason. And I love that they travel from state to state, bringing people together, like you said, not just from that city, but all over America and from outside of the states. I'm really excited to meet people that we've been working with for the past 2 years that have lived in other countries that we haven't gotten the chance to meet, but it's going to bring everybody together and we're going to learn so much at the same time. There's all of these amazing conferences that we're going to be able to just, sit down and divulge all of this information for while raising money for Mekhete. The one thing that I love about this Tigray Festival is every dime that you spend at this festival will be going straight to Mekhete. So you don't have to worry about what your cause is for. Everybody there is for the exact same thing. We're trying to help our people, and this is an amazing way to do it.
Thank you. And like you said, the point of difference is really that all the funds that are raised from Mekhete Festival Tigray, whether that is through the fundraising events in the evening or even like vendors, 100% of the proceeds will be donated to Mekhete. So that's really a point of difference. And why do you think that's so important, that is, especially in this political climate and with ongoing Tigray genocide, that's really the aim of this festival? They were very intentional. And I know even with the naming before, it's traditionally called Tigray Festival. And this year it is called Mekhete Festival Tigray. Just elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, I think this is now the third call for funds that Mekhete has put out, and that being in this war now a year and a half, nearly 2 years later, we're seeing that although on certain fronts the situation has progressed, on certain fronts it also has worsened. Our people are still struggling on a day-to-day basis. I'm still getting calls from families saying, like, I can't feed my baby. I'm really struggling in X, Y, and Z aspect, or I still haven't spoken to my family, and there are so many people that have the few contact that we've gotten from our family has been heartbreaking. And although there are a ton of groups doing amazing work on the ground, we do know for sure that when it comes to Mekhete, that our dollars are going to be spent well. It's the one place that we know it's a central location for us to be giving our funds that's going to directly help our people survive this famine, to survive this war, to connect us with them at some point. And we're at a point now where we're at the third call to action. The first call was sent out and we all answered. The second call was put out, we all answered. And now the third call is here and we have to answer. This to our people that we're talking about. I don't think it's lost on anybody how serious the situation is, but I do think that it's important that there is a central location that we're all giving our funds to. And, also we can also donate to these other organizations as well. But when it comes to this specific festival, like we said, it's a place for everybody to come together. And as a centralized event, I love that we are also giving our money to a central location because, when money is collected in one place and you have more of it, it becomes that much more powerful. So.
Thank you for that. And as you can see with the flyer shared on screen, Mekhete Festival Tigray, as Fadila was saying, is going to be a week-long event, July 11th through the 17th. It's going to be in Maryland. The majority of the events are going to be located in Hanover, Maryland, which is right next to the BWI airport. And it's going to be a week packed with benefit concerts, cultural shows, and more. And all proceeds will go to Mekhete. And I see at the top there are 3 logos. Can you kind of tell us about the associations hosting different events? I know that there's going to be like a youth night traditionally is the first night, second night's Yotenai, and then the third night is the Women's Association. So if you wanted to talk a little bit more, a breakdown of the schedule as well.
Course. We have the conferences that we're going to start off the week with, right? Monday through Wednesday, pure conferences, super educational. The breakdown of that schedule isn't out yet in terms of what the discussions will be Monday through Wednesday. But come Thursday, we're actually going to have, actually before that, Wednesday, Tigray Media House is going to be hosting a discussion on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we'll actually be having a conversation with TDA North America. So they're just really insightful conversations Monday through Thursday. And then come Thursday night, we are going to be hosting a kind of welcoming event just for those who might be coming in that night or who will be there early. So that event will be going on, I think it's from like 7 to 11, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just like a welcoming event, everybody to just kind of get to know each other, wind down before we get the weekend really started. And then come Friday, keep in mind the discussions don't stop. We'll be having discussions all week long. There is going to be a discussion hosted on Thursday by the Women's Association as well. So the 3 actors we have, those 3 logos, we have the Yotenai Youth, and then we have the Yotenai Board, the official, the founding group, I guess, not the youth, but I guess I would call them the Abeti. And then we also have the Women's Association. So the Women's Association will be having a discussion Thursday morning. Come Friday, they're going to have like this business discussion in the meeting. The conference will be hosted by a business group who will be hosting that. And then that evening, we are going to have the Yotenai Youth Night. So that is going to be a concert that's thrown by the youth. It's not for the youth, but it is by the youth. So everybody is welcome of all ages. The event ends at 2 a.m. And we really hope that we'll get as much support as possible. This is really where you saw the youth step up. We they found the venue, they've organized the DJ, everything for ticketing, all of that. So we really do appreciate you guys' support showing up Friday night. And then looking into Saturday, we have we're going to start off the day again with meetings, and then looking at that night, we're going to also have our official Mekhete concert. So this is the big event that everybody should definitely be at. Again, every dime is being sent back home. That event also ends at 2 a.m. All ages are welcome. You want to bring your kids, please bring your kids. Our parents are also welcome. We want to make sure that everybody is there, and that event ends at 2 a.m. And then looking into Sunday, we're going to start the day with this awesome picnic that's being thrown by the DC community. And then looking also, so that picnic again, open to all ages. And at that time, there's also going to be a Run for Tigray event going on where we're going to have this awesome kind of like, it's a race, but it's sort of just like a way to bring everybody together. There will be no winners, but it's just a way to also raise money and also, be active or taking care of ourselves throughout all of this. And while all of this is going on, if that wasn't enough, we're also going to be doing a soccer tournament all throughout the week. So it goes from the 12th through the 16th. We have, I think it's like 10 soccer teams, if I'm not mistaken, that are organized already. Some are based on states. Some are just, people that really want to, they're good at soccer and they want to help. So we've got all these teams formed. They're going to be playing all throughout the week. You guys can, make bets on who you guys think is going to win. I know Seattle won last year, so that's where I'm putting my money at. I'm not biased at all, but, that's just what I'm really looking forward to. We have the soccer tournament all week. Friday is going to be that youth concert. Saturday, we have the official concert. And then Sunday night is also going to be the women's concert. So the women's are also going to be throwing their own guela Sunday night. So please attend all of these events. There is going to be after hours sort of events also after these events, and you'll be able to find information for that one is catered more towards the youth, but again, we can't kick anybody out. They are 21 plus events, so just make sure that you keep that in mind. But concerts all weekend, soccer games all weekend, picnics. What I'm really looking forward to, and I hope we can talk a little bit about more, is the fashion show that's going to be happening Friday night, as well as the vendor event. So yeah, that's really what I'm looking forward to. And we did do like a fashion show out in Chicago, and now we're kind of modeling that a little bit here in with Tigray Festival. But that is sort of the breakdown. Hope you guys, really there's going to be a guidebook that's going to be coming out that'll go into detail about all of this a lot more. So just keep an eye out for that. But I hope that summarized it pretty well.
Yeah, for everyone just listening in, and if this is your first time taking in the information, I know that can be a lot, but I know Fadila did mention that there was going to be a guidebook and that people can tune in for that shortly. You did touch upon the cultural and fashion show being one of the highlights that you're really excited about. And I know that this is kind of a continuation. We saw it before, I believe it was in May in Walla in Chicago, and it was really one of the highlights of the entire weekend. And we're bringing that back. Can you tell a little bit more details about what's going into that, like the models, who's hosting, things of that nature?
Yeah, so again, like I said, I'm really excited about it. I think it's a great way to merge fashion and advocacy just with all of these brands and lines that have come out advocating for Tigray while also, raising money towards certain organizations that they think are helping our people. So we in Chicago, they were able to highlight those brands by having this fashion show with all of these amazing models walking, and we were trying to model that exact same that stance to highlight all of our amazing vendors who've been working tirelessly all year long to raise money back home. And at the same time, it's great entertainment. So this year we have Agazi from Vegas and our, amazing international superstar, Dr. Maggie, who's also going to be collabing together to get this fashion show started. We've got professional makeup artists for the models that are going to be sitting there looking fabulous and being coached by the model Maggie herself. So it's going to be an amazing show for everybody. We're going to be highlighting all of these amazing merch. It's not only just a fashion show, but there's also a cultural show as well. So there will be dancing. We're going to give an amazing presentation representative of all of the different cultures that we have in Tigray. And I'm so excited. They've worked really hard on this, and it's going to be an amazing show.
And I love that you emphasize that the youth were particularly taking over the charge and organizing this event. I think there's always been the concern that when the diaspora, there might be kind of like a certain level of disconnect from their culture back home. And then obviously, I think there was like in eagerness for a lot of the Tigrayan diaspora or people that have been here for like multi-generations, their families, to kind of go back and really get in tune with Tigray and Tigrayan culture. And this is a great way to do so.
It definitely is. As somebody who's in diaspora, like I said, I didn't even know we had a Tigray Community Center in Seattle before the war broke out. Like my parents and my older sisters were familiar, but I actually grew up around the Ethiopian Muslim Association of Seattle. So being able to really reconnect with our people, reconnect with our groups, a lot of us might have grown up in our community centers, but has since then have kind of, distanced ourselves from it. But this is really an opportunity for us to get back in our roots, for us all to get really connected, get to know each other. And, just learn so much more. I mean, we have so much to learn from each other. I know myself, I have got a lot of Tigrinya learning to do, so that's a way for me to connect back with my roots. But I'm really excited. I am seeing a lot of the youth be more involved, even just looking at like my own nephews. They're only half Tagaru, but they still come to the protests, and they're learning Tigrinya now, and it's really just connected us with our people so much more. And it's heartbreaking that it's taken this for us to get to that point. But there are some blessings amongst the madness that I think we need to focus on to be able to get through all of this. So that's one thing that that I'm really saying is our people come together, benefit from each other, learn, network, and grow. So many business opportunities, so many ways for us to really work together to help our people. And the more we work together, the stronger we become. So yeah, there is one thing that I did want to mention also before I forget is during the fashion show, we're also going to be having vendors outside selling their merch. So as they're walking and, showing off all the amazing merch that we have, you'll be able to buy some of those merch outside at the exact same time as the fashion show and that youth night is happening. And again, all proceeds go to Mekhete, so every dime you spend at that vendor fair will go back home.
Yeah, and some of the highlights from the vendors would be like TYLV clothing, Shivan collection, and many others. If you're interested in jewelry or clothing, anything like Tigray related, you're going to be able to find it here all in one spot. And you're going to feel good knowing that you can either wear that necklace with pride in that you're representing your culture, and also having the opportunity to donate all the proceeds as well. So as Fadila mentioned in the beginning, there's just a ton of things happening July 11th through the 17th. We have several Yotenai member-only conferences happening, the TMH public meeting that Fadila mentioned, that's on the 13th. We have a TDA one on the 14th. There's a Black Bee business meeting on the 15th, the UTYNA, which is for the youth portion. There's going to be a conference on the 15th. And following that, there's going to be the UTYNA hosted night. As Fadila mentioned, although it is a youth hosted night, everyone is welcome and encouraged to attend. Following that, we have the festival Mekhete night that's hosted by Yotenai, and it's open. It's typically the largest event of the entire festival. And then on the 17th, there is going to be a 5K run, a picnic, and then the Women's Association is going to host their night. And if that's not enough, there is going to be a soccer tournament running throughout that. I was there last year. I did see Seattle win the championship last year, and it was very exciting to see and witness. So I think people, if they haven't bought their ticket, is there any like kind of closing statements why they should come and support? I mean, this is obviously for over 600 days, none of us have had access to Tigray. And in some essence, the Mekhete Festival Tigray provides like an avenue. It's like a little home away from home, seeing so many other Tagaru together for a shared purpose, whether that's like donating, network connecting. Some people haven't seen each other for ages. And some people, this is the only time they really get to see their friends and loved ones throughout the year. So is there any closing reasons, if people have not bought their ticket yet, why they should go?
Yes, I think that this is going to be one of the, opportunities for us to come together for a cause that, like I said, it centralizes all of us. I was really excited to be in Chicago because it brought everybody together, and it was a very educational conference, and I'm excited for Tigray Festival for that exact same reason. It's an opportunity for everybody to learn, to get to know each other, and the more we work together, the stronger we are, right? So if you have not bought your ticket already, I really encourage you to do so, especially if you're nearby the DC area. Try to maybe drive up with friends, look at people who are in the area that you could possibly spend the weekend with. Even if you can only come for like 2 days, I know people that are going to have to fly out Sunday, but they're still going to make it for this event because they see how important it is for our people to be strong and to be connected and to work together and to learn from each other and grow from one another. This is an opportunity for us to highlight all of our strengths in our community, to reflect on the last 2 years, on the things that have worked, the things that haven't, and for us to build our community stronger than it ever was before. And with every year, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I really want everybody to be a part of that, because the more participation we have, the stronger we will be. So if you haven't bought your ticket yet, please do. I know prices are expensive, but it will be worth it. And especially if you're in the nearby area, driving works. There are trains that could bring you down from, the DMV area. So we really hope that everybody will be able to attend if they can, and I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody that weekend.
Thanks, Fadila. And your points about like strengthen, reconnect, build, that's what we're all here, whether that is back home in Tigray or also like within our larger, broader diaspora community. as much as we're strengthened here, we can bring that strength and push it back towards Tigray. So thank you for those highlights. Again, there is going to be a detailed guidebook coming out in the next few days outlining the schedule of conferences, the evening events, fundraising events, and then also additional things like the picnic, the 5K, and the soccer tournament, all of which we're all very excited about. So if you're eager to learn more, please stay tuned. Make sure that you check out Yotenai's Facebook page for more information, and please also check on Instagram, and you'll find some updates there. And with that, I look forward to seeing everyone. It's going to be July 11th through the 17th. And as Fadila mentioned, if you can't go for the entire week, if you're able to only attend a few meetings, or if you're only able to attend the weekend events, please do your best to do so. All proceeds are going to be donated to Mekhete. So what better way to spend your money? And with that, I will close. And thank you again, and looking forward to seeing everyone there.
Thank you, Jerusalem.
Thank you.
فيستيفال مخته تግራይ 2022 ካብ 11 ክሳብ 17 ጁላይ ኣብ ዋሽንግተን ዲሲን ከባቢኣን ብድሙቕ ኣገባብ ንኽበዓል ኩሉ ምድላዋት ተዛዚሞሎ ናይሎም ዘበን ፌስቲቫል ትግራይ ድርብ ወራይ ህዝቢ ሰኒቁ ጽምበል ዘሎ እንትትከውን በትሓደም ትግራይና ኣጋጢምዋን ዘሎ ዕጽዋን ክባን ንሓንሳብን ሓዋሩን ንምፍንጻሕ ህዝብን መንግስትን ትግራይ ዘቕረብዎ ሳልሳይ ዙር ጻውዒት መኸተም ምስ ፌስቲቫል ትግራይ 2022 ብምግጣሙ ፌስቲቫልና ንምድንፋዕ መኸተና ዝብል ኣምር ዝሓዘ እዩ በትኻልእ ገጽ ድማ ለይትን መዓልትን ተጋሩ ፋሕፋሒልና ክንብተን ዝሓልሙ ጸላእትና ሓድነትና ከም ወትሩ ስጡም ዓረን ምዃኑ እነመስክረሉ ፌስቲቫል ሕብረትን ሓድነትን ደቂ ትግራይ ኣብ ፌስቲቫል መኸተ ትግራይ 2022 ማሕበር ተጋሩ ሰሜን ኣሜሪካ መበል 48 ዓመት ስሩዕ ጉባኤኣት ተሳልጠሉ ኣባላት ኣመራርሓ ቦርድ ትመርጸሉ ጽላል ኩላትና ዝኾነት ማሕበር ልምዓት ትግራይ እውን ስሩዕ ጉባኤኣት ተሳልጠሉ ህልዊ ኩነታት ትግራይና መልኪቱ ምስ ወከልቲ መንግስት ትግራይ እንዝትየሉ እዩ ሕርሻ ቁጠባ ስነ ኣእምሮ ኮታስ ካልኦት ማሕበረ ቁጠባዊ መጻእ ትግራይ ልዒሉ ይህን ምሂን ዝብል ዓበይት ምሁራት ዝሳተፍሉ ምይይጥ ፓነል እውን ኣካል ፌስቲቫልና እዩ ኩሉ ኣብ ሰሜን ኣሜሪካን ካናዳን ዝነብር ትግራዋይን ፈታው ትግራይ ካብ 11 ጁላይ ጀሚሩ ኣብ ዋሽንግተን ዲሲ የራኽበና واركر كبد تግራይ ዘርአከር ከበድ ዘርአከር ከበድ واركر كبد عدي ليت دفع معبد ፌስቲቫል መኸተ ትግራይ 2022 ውርያት መናእሰይን ዓበይትን ድምፃውያን ዝሳተፍሉ ዓብይ ምርኢት ሙዚቃም ዋዕላታት መናእሰይን ደቂ ኣንስትዮን ዝተፈላለዩ ስፖርታዊ ንሕንሓት መድረኻት ምትእኻብ እቶት ብፍላይ ድማ ቀዳም 16 ጁላይ ቀንዲ ፌስቲቫልና ዝሳለጠሉ እዋን ፌስቲቫልና ንምድንፋዕ መኸተና እሞ ካብ ፌስቲቫል መኸተ ትግራይ ዝኣቱ ኩሉ ዝኾነ ይኹን ዓይነት ኣታዊ ብቐጥታ ናብ መኸተ ማሕበር ልምዓት ትግራይ ኣታዊ ከም ዝኸውን ክነረጋግጸልኩም ንፈቱ ፌስቲቫል መኸተ ትግራይ ዝሳለጠሎ ድራሻ ክንነግረኩም 7-2 ኣረንደል ሚል ሰርክል ሃኖቨር ሜሪላንድ ዚፕ ኮድ ዕስራን ሓደን ባዶ 76 መተሓሳሰቢ ብፍላይ ካብ ርሑቕ ቦታ ብነፋሪት ተጓዒዝኩም እትመፁ ተሳተፍቲ ፌስቲቫልና ዝሳለጠሉ ቦታ ኣብ ጥቓ BWI ኢንተርናሽናል ኤርፖርት ብምዃኑ ብቐጥታ BWI ኢንተርናሽናል ኤርፖርት ተጠቒምኩም እንተዳ መፂኹም ካብ ተወሳኺ ወፃኣታት ክትቁጠቡ ትኽእሉ ኢኹም። ፌስቲቫልና ንምድንፋዕ መኸተና ዕፅዋን ክባን ትግራይና ንሓንሳብን ሓዋሩን ንምፍንጻሕ ኩሉ ትግራዋይ እጃሙ ኮፍ ይግባእ። ፌስቲቫል መኸተ ትግራይ 2022 ማሕበርኩም ማሕበር ተጋሩ ሰሜን ኣሜሪካ ብድሓን ምጽኡ ብሰላም ይራኽበና ትብለላ። ሃለዋትናን ድሕንነትናን ብቕልጽምና ትግራይ ትስዕር።
ትግራይ ሃገረይ ትግራይ ሕልመይ ትግራይ ጋለይ ትግራይ ህዝበይ ትግራይ
This is Webflow. Meet the design tool from the